history repeating itself again, and we're joined this hour by Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, chair of the Senate Finance Committee. Senator, always good to see you.
Thank you both.
Folks say, hey, we've been through this before. What's the big deal? This is pretty serious stuff, isn't it?
It really is. And I heard that quote, and Donald Trump said almost the same thing. Donald Trump said, nobody should be able to use the debt ceiling as a tool, a political tool, for holding this country hostage. And in this case, the real potential hostages are Social Security and Medicare. And as the former co-director of the Oregon Gray Panthers on my watch, I'm not going to let anybody play politics with Social Security and Medicare.
And let's talk about what's at stake as we look ahead. I know that one way to look at it is like if a family has, say, lots of credit cards and trying to move things around. In a sense, the government is trying to do that, and we do hope things that will get resolved. But come summertime, if things don't get resolved, that's when some are saying this could be global financial catastrophe here. That's why it's a big deal.
There are huge, threatening clouds above this because it could affect, mortgages and people's ability to get loans, for example. I've been having town meetings around the state. I've done about 10. And there's a lot of confusion about what the debt ceiling even is. And let me just take a quick minute. It has nothing to do with new spending. It is about paying the bills that you've already incurred. It would be like somebody saying, it's a special occasion in Portland tonight, and they go to the ringside, for example, for their special occasion. They have a wonderful steak. They have a bottle of wine, baked potato, the whole thing, and then they walk out without paying the bill. That's essentially what the debt ceiling is about. The Republicans won the House. We can have a big debate about where to go for the future. I want to hold down expenses. I'm the author of the big legislation going into effect to hold down the cost of prescription drugs. That's different than this debt ceiling issue. And by the way, when Donald Trump was president, I and others did not play politics with debt ceiling. We said, we've got to do it.
Okay, what do you think is going to happen this time? The Republicans pretty dug in on the House side saying, we're going to demand these things before we even sit down with the president. What do you think is going to happen here?
We'll see. We see a lot of far-fetched theories out there. One idea is sort of to prioritize, the debts you pay. Well, I'll tell you again, I'm not going to let foreign creditors, for example, go to the head of some priorities line. So I really hope that on the Republican side, as we did when Donald Trump was president, we said we've got to honor the full faith and credit of the United States.
All right, we want us to touch on something else. Both sides, Senator, working together one-on-one, and one issue is about mental health. I know both sides are talking about that, and you're part of those discussions as well.
I'm very hopeful that we can have a big and bipartisan package on mental health. Mike Crapo, the Republican senator from Idaho, he and I were able to get major legislation on the gun safety bill to help with Medicaid and the like. This session, we've got to get tough with these insurance companies that are ripping people off. They're running what we call ghost networks. They might sell you a policy to cover mental health for your family, and then there are no docs there, and they won't pay claims, and there's basically nobody home. So you bet this is the session to be bipartisan on mental health.
Okay, so you're taking a little break from Washington, D.C. right now. You're going to be holding a town hall in Clackamas. Tell us about that.
Clackamas is tomorrow morning. I made a commitment to do something nobody had ever done, which is to have in-person, open to all town hall meetings in every corner of the state. And I can tell you, in practically every meeting, the second or third word is bill. It might be medical bill, it might be education bill, it might be housing bill, it might be gas bill. That's what people are talking about.
Right. All right. Well, it's always good having you here
in
person rather than talking to you by satellite or by the interview by tape.
Great
it's always
to be back.
Good to see you, Ron.
Good. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.